So what I actually wanted to do today was I wanted to create a sample breakdown of the Killshot sample that was used on the Eminem record. But today I realized I don't have the project file anymore since the project is so old. I did this like, I don't know, 6 years ago. So what I'm going to do today instead is I'm going to try to recreate the Killshot sample with you guys so that you can see what my thought process was and how I did it and where the music actually comes from, you know, the piano chops that you can hear in the sample. So stay tuned, we're gonna have a lot of fun today. So I've opened up the piano, I set up my mics and we're ready to record. But before I start recording, I want to get into what we're actually about to record. Because in the final sample, all you can really hear is a bunch of piano chops. And there's no real context to where those piano chops actually come from. And the original piece that I recorded is a classical piece by Franz Liszt. And it's called Romance in E minor. It's like one of my favorite pieces to play because it's kind of easy but sounds kind of cool at the same time. So let's start recording, and after that we're going to go upstairs to the studio and see what we got and see how we can chop it up to make it sound like the Killshot sample. So let's try to figure this out. I know which reference I used. So I know I used this reference curve, and I can immediately tell that we have too much bass going on in our version. So now I have to make it sound like the one I recorded back in the day, because we want to get as close to the original sample as we can. Put some compression on it. And now we have to figure out the room. It's gonna be a pain, because we have to emulate a concert hall without making it sound like a reverb plugin. We still have a little bit too much in the bass area. Everything up until like 500. Just gonna do this. So if I try to match the EQ curve to another sound, I use very like brutal EQ settings like this, for example, just to get to the final result, you know? And some surgical EQ right here. Okay, so this is a cool setting. I think we can actually work with this recording right now. So the next thing we have to do is get our chops together. And for that, I'm actually going to listen to my own sample once more. I'm pretty sure I used the very first melody note as a chop. This one. Also, we have to set our BPM, which is 105. The second one, I'm pretty sure I used that one as well. And this one. And this one. So maybe if we use the ones we have right now. And the last one. I think that's pretty accurate. Those last two ones, they are different. They are from where it switches the bass note. Somewhere, one of those is that's one of the chops, 100%. And it's the A in the melody. Na, na. Still searching for the right chops. You know, it's funny when you try to recreate this, you know, back in the day you just did it randomly and now you try to consciously do the exact same thing. It's very weird. Okay, so I think I have the first half. I'm pretty sure I used a bunch of those. Ah, this is it. This is it. Da, 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 da. Yeah, this is it. so the sample is in G minor. So what we are going to do is we are going to transpose everything by 3 semitones. And there's different ways of doing this. I'm pretty sure I used Sound Shifter. And then we're going to boost the highs on the sample. I think I also used trash or something to add that, because the sample sounds a bit more like there's a telephone filter on it. And I think we still have to figure this chop out. I don't think this is the exact same one. It sounds more like a mixture of 2 chops now I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna route both of those sounds into the same group. Okay, so I think now I kind of have it. So I used a whole bunch of EQs. This is some corrective EQ that I used at the very end. You know, all sorts of EQs just to like mold it into that same frequency area. So the next thing we have, and this is what I did with all the samples from the Killshot pack, is I recorded the real pianos and then I layered them with keyscape patches, give them a little bit more of a distinct sound, you know? So I played a line that goes a little something like this. Let's record that as well. Okay, so for the second piano, we have added some compression and some EQ. You know, I got rid of all of the lows pretty much, because in the sample version it sounds very telephone-ish. And then I added this plugin, which is called the King's Microphones, which is a Waves plugin that's, I think, supposed to emulate like the Beatles microphones or something. And one thing I did at the very end was I also added this halftime, and I've added this one only to the real piano. So I think this comes pretty close to what I did back in the day. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and make sure to subscribe if you have. And I'll see you guys in the next sample breakdown. Peace.